basically told my mom that, Mom, okay, during Chinese New Year, I had to wear dresses like all the time. So that year I said, I had enough, and I was like, Mom, can I wear boys' clothes like my brother? And she had this super disappointed look on her face. She was like, and then she was like, I don't like it when you introduce yourself as a boy and as my son. It makes me feel very hurt. And then obviously, because as an Asian kid, I was like, oh no, I must do whatever my parents say. So I went back into my shell. I tried to be a girl. Obviously, it failed. So yeah. And then when I was 17, I came out again officially as transgender after I met my friend. And at first, when he told me his story, I was like, oh my god, this is really similar to what I have been feeling all this time. But I thought, maybe I'm just a tomboy because, I like guys. And then I realized after much research that, sexuality and, sexual orientation and your gender identity are totally different matters. So then, I had, that major decision to come out to my parents. And basically, it didn't go very well. And it's been 2 years since then, and things haven't really gotten much better. Right now, they're taking this kind of, stand back stance. They're not really saying anything, but I know that they disapprove. Because now and then we have these talks, and then they're like, oh, I don't like it. I'm not going to accept it until we've exhausted all means of finding out. So yeah. But okay, so coming back to the documentary, right? When I first came out officially, I didn't think that I would be out as a trans man because I had seen or heard stories of guys who they became stealth after they had transitioned to the point where they felt that it was enough. So they took down their videos or took down their blog posts and stuff like that after that, and explained stuff. And I thought I was going to be one of those guys, because I felt so disconnected from the past. Chris is nodding. And yeah, so, but after, finding out more about myself, even after I came out and stuff, there was still lots of discovery to be done. And I can say now that, I haven't changed my mind in terms of who I am. I know I'm still Alex, I'm still a man, and I am totally comfortable with who I am now. But no, I've changed my mind in a sense that I do not want to fear coming out. So, if there comes a time where I have to come out to people, like now when sorry, I'm kind of loose. But if there comes a time where I have to come out, I don't want to fear there will be any negative repercussions to when I tell someone like, hey, I'm trans and I was born female but I identify as male and I like guys and all that jazz. So when I agreed to be part of this, that's what I'm fighting for. I'm fighting for a more inclusive, loving, accepting society where people can be who they are, but regardless of whether they choose to be stealth or whether they choose to be out. I just want people to be loved as they are. So yeah. Woo!
Alex, does anyone have any questions for Alex? He's very, very sweet-spoken. Anyone? No? What is it?
Okay, even though you identify yourself as a man right now, do you feel as though there's a percentage of you that still remains female? Like, I'm a gay man, but I don't think I'm 100% man. I think there's some female element in me. And how much of that is residual in you, and are you trying to get rid of it?
Okay, when you talk about female, do you mean physical or like...
Emotional.
Okay. I don't really agree with the word female in that case because female is, sex. It is not what you identify as. When you talk about feeling female, I guess what people mean is they feel like a woman. And in that sense, I don't feel like a woman. I may like boys. I may, be flamboyant sometimes. I may be really bitchy, but I'm not a woman. I know I'm a man. Yeah. Hi, Penguin.
How should we address you actually? Okay. Just checking.
Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna pass the microphone.
Yeah.
Maybe just to provide a question. So you were saying I'm fully man, but I can see I'm fully man there are times. So when I'm at home, I don't feel like a man, and when I come, I feel like a woman. Because the kind of question that people are asking as a trans person, because the female is a male, and then there are other trans people who are male to female. When they see there is a transition, and words like refugee and post-doc, how do you choose to view such questions without just how do you choose to respond to that question?
Yeah, you can talk about it.
I can talk about this.
Yeah, like Chris and Alex. Chris and Alex's show.
Okay, so sorry, let me just clarify what your question is. The question is, how do you deal with questions that ask you about?
It's a very definitely but how much percentage?
Oh, okay. So how many percent are you men? How many percent are you women? That sort of question.
If someone asks you, are you a boy or a girl? You're very good.
Yeah.
And for someone who's trans, some kind of male and female. Sometimes it's like they're like a boy or a girl. They have to be
I would like to answer this question in a very broad and abstract manner, okay? Because this is the reality of the world that we live in. Wow, shit! I just made that sentence. Okay. No, really, because if you think about it, we like to see things in black and white. We like to simplify as humanity. We like to see, oh, boy, girl, black, white. You know, we don't look at the grey area. We know that there's grey area, and this is sort of like a questioning Q from the LGBT. Now it's not just LGBT; it's LGBTQIA. But let's talk about the Q, which is everything in between, because we recognize that sexuality is a spectrum, and in that way, where we also recognize that gender can be a spectrum, and let's say we have male and female at either ends, then where do you fall on that spectrum, which is how, I guess in that very loose sense, how many percentage you feel man, and how many percentage you feel woman, but we don't see it as making you any less man or less woman, right? If you say you're a man, but you feel like 70% woman, does that make you a woman? Did any of that make sense?
It's a very wide spectrum. There's no definite answer to that question. Because, like I said previously, when you talk about men and women, like how many percent you can men, and to a trans person especially, like trans people will have a very they tend to have a very strong identity. So if you ask Chris, if you ask me, okay, let's say if you ask me, I don't talk about Christmas. If you ask me, I would say that I'm 100% man. Okay, there's no question about it. I wouldn't say that I feel like a woman. Oh, okay. So, yeah, if you're talking about male and female, reality is I am 100% female. I was born with double X chromosomes. I have boobs. I have that thing down below. Sorry, TMI. But that's the reality of the world. I am 100% female, but I am 100% man.
Okay, that's really great answer to the question. But I think what you're asking is, when we say male or female, it's because we like to divide our roles in the world into male and female things. Like some people will say that sewing is a very female thing, and no offense to women who like to sew, but men can sew too, right? So that doesn't make it a male or female activity. It doesn't make it, as in just because you have long hair doesn't mean it's female presentation. Because that super cool dude just now played the guitar, he has really long hair, it's really nice, it's really soft. Oh, it's not that long. Okay, yeah, but that doesn't make him any more woman than it would, and it doesn't make him any more woman than that hair is not manly or womanly. That was not a word. But that's kind of what I mean, in that you can sort of do things that seem to be associated with either male or female, but we know that in different cultures, male and female are defined differently, and so there's no real definite 100% black and white answer.
Yeah.
That was a really roundabout way to answer that question. Okay, so you talked about your experience already.
Coming up.
Okay. Are there any more questions for Alex?
I guess I don't need I think sometimes like these questions can be a bit grating. Like when you have a cisgender person like us, so like how much of you is still women? It's I don't know, like part of me feels like maybe we shouldn't be asking trans people about this, like because it's kind of like, I mean, I feel at least that it's not really my place to ask a trans person. I mean, if a trans person like already like tells me that, you know, I identify as a gay trans male, like I'm just not gonna question that. I think it's very important to respect that because I'm a bisexual woman, and I'm willing to answer like questions, but I do find it a bit tiresome when people are like, so how do you know that you're like not straight? And I'm like, okay, I already came out to you, like I don't really owe you an explanation. Yeah. And I just have one question, like what do you wish your cisgender friends could do better or stop doing, or the most annoying things that they do that you don't know that they don't know?
Okay. So far I haven't had any like, you know, annoying situations for my friends. But from outside, okay, because I am gay, I am on Jack and Scruff and Grindr, you name it, so I'm not a slut. Okay, so anyway, yeah. So while, you know, chatting and stuff, and then I recently tried putting, you know, I'm a trans guy on my profile, and I've had so many questions asking, so transgender man, what do you mean? And then, you know, there's only so much of that I can take. And so after like a while of explaining, I just thought, you know, Google it and then come back with your other questions. I mean, you know, that comes a limit, like you said. And, you know, while I am